up? It's your girl Anna Talks Wrestling here. Welcome to my channel. Lace up your boots, hit the subscribe and like button, and let's get ready to dive deep into everything pro wrestling. So today we're going to be talking about the biggest event of the year. Of course, the biggest PLE, guys. We have finally made it. Happy WrestleMania week, folks. This is it. WrestleMania 41 coming up this weekend. We need to go through predictions, guys. Most confident, least confident. This is what it's all about. We've been waiting all year, building all these storylines to the biggest event, the biggest stage, the grandest of them all, to get to this moment here today. I cannot believe it. I'm so freaking excited. We've got some big matches we got to discuss. So we're going to start off from least confident to most confident. And I'm just going to dive right into my least confident here. And it is one of the main events. That is the triple threat that we have going on between the voice of the voiceless, the rebel himself, CM Punk, with the Wiseman, Paul Heyman, his best friend by his side. And then we have Seth freaking Rollins. And of course, last but certainly not least, our tribal chief, Roman Reigns, the OTC. You guys, this one was really hard for me to predict, and that's why it's at my least confident. I really don't know what direction this is going in, especially considering the fact that Paul Heyman has now ditched his tribal chief, Roman Reigns, and has joined CM Punk, his former best friend, and I guess his current best friend now. And now he is by CM Punk's side instead of Roman Reigns. That obviously adds a twist to some things here. That was CM Punk's favor. Quite interesting. We all could have predicted that, probably predicted that, didn't think it was going to be that obvious. But here we are. So now that we're talking about this, I really want to talk about where Seth Rollins comes into play. It's been pretty much CM Punk and Roman Reigns and then Paul Heyman in between them. Seth Rollins is kind of just like the little child while his parents are fighting and getting a divorce, and Seth is just awkwardly right there laughing through it all, doesn't know what to do. So of course somehow they had to make Seth Rollins feel special and important in this. So that brings me to last Monday Night Raw that just happened, when Seth Rollins took the chair and made that famous moment happen one more time, where he hit Roman Reigns from behind, conveniently dressed in similar Shield gear. I thought that was really interesting. As soon as he came out, I was like, why is Seth Rollins wearing something similar to when he was in the Shield? We all know that Seth Rollins is very famous for his outfits and his gear. So him coming out similar to what he wore in the Shield was very interesting to me, and definitely took me by surprise a little bit. And I was all here for it because it's Roman Reigns and Seth freaking Rollins. Like, everybody knows that famous Shield story. So the problem here with what I was predicting is that where Paul Heyman lies, right? Because now conveniently Seth Rollins is owed a favor from the wise man, Paul Heyman. What is that favor? We don't know. So that's definitely interesting, and I feel like that has to come into play at WrestleMania somehow. Does Paul Heyman, the wise man, stay true to his best friend, CM Punk? The man who has been fighting and fighting to finally get his WrestleMania main event. Will he stay true to CM Punk is the real question here. Is he going to stay true to CM Punk, or is he going to betray CM Punk and help his tribal chief Roman Reigns that he has been so faithful and loyal to for so long? Or does the twist come in where Seth Rollins' favor is? Does Paul Heyman not only screw CM Punk, but also screw his tribal chief, Roman Reigns? So his best friend and tribal chief, is he going to screw both of them and help out Seth Rollins? Is this the favor that Seth Rollins is going to ask for in the main event? Could you imagine that? During the main event, WrestleMania 41, Seth Rollins tells Paul Heyman, hey, I'm using my favor right now. I'm cashing it in. You're helping me win. You're helping me get this pin. I am going to pin CM Punk or Roman Reigns. Does not matter if it's your best friend or the tribal chief. I'm pinning one of them to get the victory. This triple threat. I feel like there's a potential of that. Nope. Like, that has to play into a factor. That is, of course, if the favor isn't going to be used till after WrestleMania 41. So that's where I keep debating back and forth. Is like, where does Paul Heyman, where does his favors come into play here? Call me crazy, but at number one, between this triple threat, I had to go with none other than Seth freaking Rollins. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. I know that sounds crazy. Like CM Punk's having his first main event ever at WrestleMania. Like, obviously, he should win. And then we have the tribal chief Roman Reigns. Like, he should never lose. Like, those are two very big superstars that should never lose. And I'm choosing Seth freaking Rollins, the child that's left in between the divorced parents, as I like to say, between Roman Reigns and CM Punk, while Paul Heyman is just trying to control things in between them. It's interesting, but I have a feeling Seth Rollins has been such a main character, especially this last Monday Night Raw. Like the last few Monday Night Raws, I feel like Seth Rollins has been quite a main character, and there has to be a reason for it. It could just be they're trying to make him relevant into this triple threat because it's been such a build between CM Punk and Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman in between them. But I really, really feel like they didn't do this on accident. They didn't just say, hey, wait, let's make sure that Seth Rollins is relevant here. I feel like they did it all by design with the timeline that Seth Rollins happens to be such a main character right before WrestleMania 41. So call me crazy. Obviously, it's at my least confident for a reason. I just cannot decide. Having the most trouble here trying to figure out who's going to win. Of course, I gave it to Seth freaking Rollins. I'm going to take my chances. I don't care. I like it. Let's talk about who's next. We got number 2. Now, this is for the Women's Championship. Yes, you guys, we have to talk about the big feud between Tiffy Time and Charlotte Flair, the Queen. Now, this one was really hard. Is WWE going to give the Queen, Charlotte Flair, another title win in her career? I mean, I don't see why they can't because she's such a huge heel right now. Like, how crazy would the crowd go if Charlotte Flair pinned Tiffy Stratton? Like, I feel like there's gonna be some boos there, if not a lot of boos. So I can definitely see Charlotte Flair winning this. However, I do not think she should win. And I think they should put Tiffany Stratton over. Charlotte Flair should put Tiffany Stratton over. I think the crowd will be ecstatic and happy, and that's how it should go. Will that actually happen? That's up for debate. But in terms of actually deciding, I had to go with Tiffy Time. Just hearing it's Tiffy Time going off and she wins and everyone's cheering, I just feel like that's the route they're going to go because truthfully, I feel like this feud between Charlotte Flair and Tiffy Time is not over. And I don't think that they should have Tiffy Time lose to Charlotte Flair. I just don't. Not yet, that is, at least, right? I think Tiffany is doing such a great job. They should not diminish her value right now as champ, and they should not take that title away from her. If WWE was smart, they would not, and they would continue this feud between Tiffany and Charlotte. That is, of course, if somebody else doesn't come in and play a factor. Of course, if somebody else from the women's division doesn't come in and make the storyline even more interesting, I could definitely see it continuing. So I have Tiffany Stratton. It's Tiffy time. Let's go. She is going to hold on to that title longer, you guys. I can see it. I can feel it. I believe it. Let's go to number 3. All right. This one is interesting because this guy just made his debut not too long ago, but apparently he gets a match at WrestleMania 41. He gets the privilege of having a match at WrestleMania 41, while others, like, I don't know, Chad Gable, or maybe someone like Sami Zayn, doesn't get a match on WrestleMania 41. But this guy does? Yes, you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about none other than El Grande Americano. Who the frick is this guy? I don't freaking know. Everyone says it's Chad Gable. Is it? How do we know? We don't. So, going based off the facts, this guy just debuted not too long ago. He's facing Rey Mysterio. Hello, one of the biggest superstars ever in the WWE, in pro wrestling, the biggest luchador we know. And he just gets to face Rey Mysterio? There's no way he's going to lose at WrestleMania 41. They obviously love this El Grande Americano. There's no chance that he is going to lose at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. None. Zero. So I'm taking El Grande Americano. As much as I don't know who he is, I'm going to take him. I believe in him. Definitely see WWE trying to put him over even more. What better way than facing none other than Rey Mysterio himself? All right, so next up, let's talk about number 4 on my list. Now, this is interesting. This is for a title, the United States title, that is. LA Knight, yeah. Should he be winning? Yes, but however, is he going to be winning? No. I think Jacob Fatu is going to be winning. I just really think and believe that WWE is trying to push Jacob Fatu as much as they can. As much as I would love to get LA Knight another win and hear the crowd all scream, yeah, I think they're just going to use it for his entrance. I don't think, unfortunately, that he is going to retain his title. I do think Jacob Fatu is going to become the next United States champion. I just can see it. And I feel it with how he's been being pushed. And obviously, he has a match at WrestleMania 41 for a reason. I just don't see him losing to someone like LA Knight. Unfortunately, they just don't care as much about LA Knight as they do about Jacob Fatu. That's based off of what I'm seeing. I don't think they do. LA Knight's a little bit underrated, and I don't think he's going to seal the victory here, unfortunately. Okay, so next up, we have number 5. We are going to be talking about the street fight here. Yes, the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre and Damien Priest. This one was a little bit hard for me, not gonna lie, because honestly, I feel like Drew McIntyre should win. I think he deserves a win, and honestly, I feel like he's justified for the win. However, I don't think WWE sees that. I really believe that Damien Priest might be pushed here because he doesn't really have much going on for him. So I can definitely see them giving Damien Priest the win, especially being a street fight. It just seems like that's more of his thing. So unfortunately, I don't see Drew McIntyre getting the victory here as much as I would love to see Drew get the win. I think they're just not really being fair with how they've been booking Drew McIntyre. He's just been kind of laying low. You know, they're not really caring too much about him, and I don't really like that. I really don't. I think he deserves more. I think he deserves better. Do I think he's going to get more and better at WrestleMania 41? Absolutely not. So I think Damien Priest is definitely going to seal the victory that night. Next up, we have number 6 for the Intercontinental Championship. Yep, you guys know who I'm talking about. Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor, Penta, and of course, we have Dirty Dominic Mysterio. I don't know how he got into that match. I really don't, but I love it. I'm all here for it. Heck, give the title to Dirty Dom. I don't care. Do I think he's going to win? Obviously not. I'm going to give my win to Braun Breaker. I think he's going to keep his title right now, retain his title, and continue his run as Intercontinental Champion. I think there's too much story to still be told with Braun Breaker before they can just let go of him being champion. And to be quite honest, it just debuted not too long ago. Finn Balor, I'm sorry, he just does not have that charisma that they're looking for the Intercontinental Champion. Don't think they're going to give him the title. As much as I would love to see him get another title in his hands, I just don't see it happening. Dirty Dom is an obvious answer to why he's not going to win, so I don't really need to go deep into that one. I don't think anybody wants to see him win. Now, it would be funny to have him win and the whole place just boos him. 100% that would happen. That would be pretty cool, especially considering that Liv Morgan and Raquel are tag team champs, and if they retain their titles as well, then they would have a lot of titles in their group. So that would be pretty cool. However, I can definitely see that Finn Balor and Dirty Dom will have some issues during that match between each other, leading up to something between those two in the future after WrestleMania. But either way, I see Braun Breaker retaining his title. Definitely don't think they should have him lose it yet. He is just too much of a beast, too much of a superstar in the making right now to take that title away. It would definitely diminish his value there. Okay, so next up, let's talk about number 7, another championship. That is the Women's Championship. We have the EST, the fastest, the bestest, the strongest, the toughest, Bianca Belair. And then we have Rhea Ripley, Mami. Oh, and let's not forget Io Sky, the champion. Let's be honest here, guys. Io Sky being champion does not need to continue. Nothing against her, great wrestler, but I just don't think she should be holding on to that title. I truthfully don't think she should have taken it from Rhea Ripley in the first place. Nothing against her, like I said. But it's not really working with Io Sky being champ. I'm sorry, it really isn't. So I definitely think it needs to be in the hands of somebody like Mami Rhea Ripley or the EST Bianca Belair. Here in this case was a little bit hard for me to pick. However, given the fact that Bianca has been involved with other greater storylines, I definitely feel like she should get the victory here and get that title. I definitely feel like she's the one to get the title. Give it to Bianca Belair. There's so much story that can be told with her. Not only can we continue with Rhea Ripley and her afterwards, but she could also go on and feud with somebody like Jade Cargill or Naomi for the title. Like, that storyline is massive right now. And what better way to bring it to the next level after WrestleMania than to have Bianca Belair get that title and they're all feuding for it somehow, and we can get a triple threat between those three. I mean, how epic would that be? Or again, like I said, she could face Rhea Ripley too after WrestleMania. There's so much story to be told there. Io Sky, unfortunately, doesn't have much story to tell to keep it. So I definitely got Bianca Belair, the ST, for this match. Next up, we are going to go number 8. This was really hard for me, guys. Very, very hard. As it is our other main event of WrestleMania 41. You guys know who I'm talking about. I am talking about You Can't See Me, the heel John Cena, and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Wow. This one was really tough because, as we know, if John Cena goes on to win this title, he will be breaking the record for the most title reigns. Right now, he's tied with the Nature Boy Ric Flair. However, if he goes on to break this record, that would be massive for him. My problem here is John Cena has not showed up enough to take that title away from the face of the company right now, Cody Rhodes. The Cody crybabies would go freaking crazy, especially after John Cena's heel turn at the Elimination Chamber and how he joined The Rock, the final boss. It's way too soon to hand over that title to John Cena. We need a little bit more storytelling from him before he can get that title. And let's be honest here. Are they really going to take that title away from Cody Rhodes right now? Everybody loves him. Everybody. The crowd loves him. Nobody wants to see Cody Rhodes without a title right now. We all want to see John Cena fight a little bit more for that title. So that way, when he does take the championship away from Cody Rhodes, if he does one day, it would be a massive, massive upset. As of right now, I don't think it'd be that much of a massive upset. I think there needs to be a little bit more storytelling on John Cena's end with this championship. And I also think, since this is his retirement tour, his farewell tour, the final run of John Cena, he should fight a little bit more to break records, and he shouldn't just be handed it right away. I don't think that's the best use of his retirement tour, especially if they don't let him have the title right away. We're all going to be wondering, well, is John Cena going to break the record? Is he going to have the most title reigns ever? Are they going to give it to him? Like, that's something we can really hold on to throughout this farewell tour, and I think they should let us hold on to it. Now, of course, they might not want us to hold on to it because John Cena is no longer a huge babyface. He is now a huge heel. So maybe they do want us to boo him. Who knows? Either way, I got the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, right here for number 8. Next up, let's talk about number 9. Guys, you know this match. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Why is Logan Paul facing AJ Styles? Everybody's wondering, why does Logan Paul get a match at WrestleMania 41 and other people don't? Let's be honest here. I think stylistically, AJ Styles and Logan Paul match up pretty well. Not gonna lie. Do I want to see AJ Styles lose to Logan Paul? No, of course not. Social media megastar, like, hello. No, I don't want him to win. The crowd boos him a lot. And we genuinely do not like Logan Paul. What a perfect heel. What a perfect moment for Logan Paul to get his victory against AJ Styles, and the whole place goes wild that Logan Paul won and they're all booing. I mean, personally, if I was doing the booking, I think I would have to give it to Logan Paul. And that's why I chose him right here, because I do think Triple H and the WWE love to book Logan Paul over. So that's where I got Logan Paul, and unfortunately for AJ Styles, I just think it's not his time. Not to win. Not at this WrestleMania. Okay, next up, let's talk about the Tag Team Championship. Yes, we are talking about the War Raiders and the New Day. This one speaks for itself. I do love the War Raiders. I think they're so great. I've been watching them forever. I really think they're underrated, but I'm so glad to see that WWE did give them the titles. I'm glad that they were recognized for their work. However, I think the New Day have really gone downhill a lot, and I think they need something to bring them back up, and I think they need something in the tag team division to make it better again. What better way than to have the New Day win the tag team titles and have a championship run where there's kind of tension in between them and their heels? I think that would be awesome. I'm going to give the win to New Day. Unfortunately, I just don't think the War Raiders will hold on to the titles, nor do I think WWE wants them to, because I don't think it's doing what they want it to do for the tag team division. So next up, let's go to number 11. We are left with the last three here, guys. My most confident. At number 11, I had to put in one of the biggest storylines going on right now, and that is between Naomi and Jade Cargill. The first ever singles match for the women without a title in between them since 19 years, guys. 19 years it's been. This is freaking epic for them. I love it. I think Naomi absolutely deserves this moment. She is doing some of the most incredible work of her career right now, if not the best work of her career right now. As a heel, caution, Naomi has been freaking awesome. This whole attack on Jade Cargill has been so great for Naomi, let's be honest here. And here, I wanted to pick Naomi as who I would like to see win. However, I don't think she is going to win. I really think that the company wants to push Jade Cargill as a baby face, so they will give Jade the victory. And I hope to see Naomi go on and continue this feud in the future. But I do have Jade for now winning at WrestleMania 41. It seems too good to be true to give Naomi the win, fortunately. So I do hope, like I said, that Bianca wins a title and we can get a triple threat between these three. That would be the best thing ever. We shall see what will happen. So let's go to my final two, my most confident points here for WrestleMania 41. At number 12, we have the Tag Team Championships for the women's division. That's right, we got Liv Morgan and Raquel. I mean, guys, this match speaks for itself. Bayley, Lyra, they were thrown so randomly together. Hello, and Lyra is the women's Intercontinental Champion. That is the first ever woman to be the Intercontinental Champ. It is a new title, and it's not even on the card. She's not even defending it. In fact, she's just been thrown into this random match with Bayley because that makes all the sense in the world. Somehow, somewhere, they threw this match together. It doesn't make much sense to me, honestly. But here we are. Do I want Lyra? Do I want Bayley to win? Are they going to win? Absolutely freaking not. No chance. No way are they going to give the tag team championship to such a random team. Not to mention, Liv Morgan and Raquel are doing some of the best work right now. They should stay tag team champs. There's a bigger story for them out there than to lose it to Lyra and Bayley so randomly. And I mean, Bayley just faced Lyra for the IC title. Why in the world are they teaming up together? It makes about zero sense. Like, where is Alexa Bliss in this card? Liv Morgan eliminated her at the Royal Rumble in the Elimination Chamber. However, she is not part of this. Like, this would have made way more sense to throw Alexa Bliss with another opponent. It would have been freaking crazy if it was Becky Lynch. That would have been awesome with Alexa Bliss facing Liv Morgan and Raquel. But anyways, regardless, I still think that it would have made more sense for Alexa Bliss to team up with somebody than Lyra and Bayley teaming up against Liv Morgan and Raquel for the tag team championships. Makes absolutely zero sense. That is obviously why it's at number 12 for me. And last but not least, guys, we have number 13, my most confident points. This one speaks for itself. I don't really need to explain it. It's so obvious. It's obviously been written there forever. Since we've been seeing it at Saturday night's main event when Jey Uso and Gunther faced each other for the World Heavyweight Championship. You guys, we all know we're going to get that big yeet celebration at WrestleMania 41. No chance, no way that we're not getting that. I don't care what anybody says. I will literally take it to the bank. Jey Uso is going to win the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther. No shot, 100,000%. There is no way that Jey Uso is losing to Gunther at WrestleMania 41. Mark my words, that will happen. There is nothing that can change my mind about that. That's going to happen in Las Vegas this weekend. Jey Uso will become the new World Heavyweight Champion. So that covers all the matches at WrestleMania 41. That is all the matches that are booked this weekend in Las Vegas. However, let's not forget Randy Orton, RKO, has not been booked for anything yet. He was supposed to face Kevin Owens, who unfortunately got injured and is not competing at WrestleMania 41, which I'm so terribly upset about. As we know, Kevin Owens has been a big part of WrestleMania and had some great matches, big matches at WrestleMania. Big matches like Stone Cold Steve Austin that he's faced. Like, he's obviously such a big part of WrestleMania. So to see that he won't be participating this year was really upsetting. But unfortunately, things happen, and I hope that he has a smooth, quick recovery with whatever he's got going on, and we see him sooner rather than later back in the ring. But that being said, let's talk about Randy Orton here for a second. We obviously know that Nick Aldis has been teased with Randy Orton. There is a chance that Randy Orton faces Nick Aldis. That would have been epic. Nick Aldis puts the boots back on and he's back in the ring facing Randy Orton. That would be epic for WrestleMania 41. However, we've also seen Solo Sikoa come out and have an encounter with Randy Orton recently. Personally, for me, who I would like to see Randy Orton face, not gonna lie, don't hate me for this. Truthfully, as much as I would love to see Nick Aldis back in the ring, I gotta go with my man Solo. I think Solo deserves a match at WrestleMania 41. Heck, he deserves a match way more than Jacob Fatu does. I don't care what anybody else says. Solo should be on the card of WrestleMania 41. Definitely over Jacob Fatu. Solo should be facing Randy Orton at WrestleMania 41. I think that would be great. I think that would be epic. And I think that's the best way to put him over, take him to another level. I really feel like they haven't been booking Solo great to showcase his personality and what he has to offer. Like, we've seen that Solo can handle big feuds. Why not give him somebody like Randy Orton? This is the way I think it should happen. Absolutely. Let's hope that Randy Orton gets a match at WrestleMania 41. Huge, giant, massive mistake if they do not put Randy Orton on the card of WrestleMania 41. And I also think it's a huge mistake not to put Solo Sikoa on the card of WrestleMania 41. Call me crazy, but that's how I see it. That being said, let me know what you guys think on who's going to be winning this weekend at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. From least confident to most confident, let me know where you guys thought I might have gone wrong with my confidence points. Thank you so much for joining in today. If you enjoyed this video here, please like and subscribe for more wrestling content with your girl Anna here.